So good evening, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I guess I already know Mateus here, and only is the one that I remember. I don't know about the others, but my name is Wellington. I am a host here in Talking Talk. It's been 3 years. I am 29. I work as a planning financial analyst. I'm a civil engineer, but I just graduated and changed my career. And I am currently living in Rio de Janeiro, but I was born in Salvador. I really love to be here and Talking Talk. Uh, so I have been here for 3 years and some months because of this. I just started during the pandemic, and then I have been here all this time. Uh, Nowadays, I like to go into the gym. It's something that I get back this year, and I really love to dance forró, but it's been a while since I have gone the last time. So I guess this is the major information about me, and I hope you guys like it, this conversation. And before we start, I will just ask, is someone here for the first time in Talking Talk at all, or is just the first time with me?
Good evening, everyone. This is my first time here.
Welcome, Thiago. How did you discover Talking Talk? It was a friend, LinkedIn, just
LinkedIn.
saw in Twitter. That's really
I
good.
just saw a post in LinkedIn.
Could you introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Thiago. I live in São Paulo. I work as a data engineer, and I like to go to the beach to run a lot as well. Basically, that's it.
That's really good. Welcome, Thiago.
Thank you.
So let me explain just simple rules that we have. First of all, I'm not an English teacher. I'm just learning, just like you guys, and being here practicing. So it's not a class. It's allowed to commit any mistakes. It's not a problem here. Don't need to be sorry. If you doesn't know, just ask. We are here to help each other. So be okay and be respectful with each other. As we have here 7 people, I will split us in 2 rooms so we have time enough to discuss the most part of the questions. We will stay there for about 40 minutes discussing, and then I will bring you guys back here to the main room, and then we can close the conversation. And being respectful is not just on the answers and on the questions, but also giving time to everybody answer and participating, because here is a community and just work if we do as well. And we always bring here, Thiago, topics to discuss, and we don't need to follow the order of the questions. We can make our own questions. I normally use some of the questions, skip others. We do this because it's really difficult. We have a conversation with some people for the first time, and especially in English. So the questions are just to guide us, and is that we can make our own. And normally we don't have time enough to discuss all the questions that we have. We bring 10 questions to, we have options. And I will, oh my gosh, it's too long. I will send the questions here. I will ask you guys to copy them because some of you will be sent to the small rooms. And on the small room, I will need some help for those that normally are here for longer to, let's see, help on guiding the conversation. Okay? And guys, I hope you have a good conversation. We can discuss about this. I guess it's a good time to discuss about that because we are near to the end of the year, and we normally make some plans at these times. So I guess it's a good time to think about it and make our wishes on the end of this year. Okay? Tiago and Luis Carlos will stay here with me. Beatriz, Claudio, Mateus, and Tainá will stay on the small room. So guys, see ya in some minutes. Let's go then. Luis, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, good evening. I'm Luis Carlos. I am here, I guess, for the third time, but I, I, uh, there is, there is. It was a long time ago that I went. I came here for the last time. Maybe 2 years ago, I came here for the last time. I am an industrial engineer. I work at a railway company in Juiz de Fora, Minas Gerais. I am from Juiz de Fora, Minas Gerais, right? I am 36 years old, married, and I have one daughter of 2 years old. So I like Forró very much too, right? I I made dance right classes for a little bit more than 10 years, but only when I had Forró classes, exclusive classes, I I was really happy. So it's great
Yes.
to dance Forró.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I have
Okay.
made classes for like 6 years, I guess, six or
Oh,
seven
great,
years, which was a long time
great.
too. But this is really
Yes.
good.
As a person born in Bahia, I guess you are a very good dancer.
I'm so-so. I'm so-so.
Yeah,
I'm not bad, but I'm not the best. I can deal with a good dance. That's good.
great,
Thanks, Luis.
great.
And guys, thinking about setting goals, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this expression, shooting for the stars. It's like, are you aware, Thiago?
Yes. Okay.
But could you explain to us what this means in your own words?
I think it's something that you want to become, to do, that is really far from where you at right now. I think, I don't know, maybe move
Yeah,
to another country, maybe become the top of your profession, something like that. That's
yeah, you're totally right. And thinking about this, have you ever set a goal like this? And how did you plan to get it? How did you approach to this goal? Could you start, Thiago? Have you ever
and
done this or are doing?
sure. Right now, I think my goal that is feel like shooting for the stars is moving to Europe. I think that's a goal that I been planning for a long time, but uh, it's something that I cannot reach right now. Something that I need to study a little more. I don't know. I don't plan that really well, but I think that the goal that you like shooting for the star for me.
Guys, just a sec. I will go on the breakout room and I will be back because people ask me for help.
Okay.
Okay, just a sec.
Okay, no problem. Uh, Thiago, I'm going to do almost the same. I will just pick up a phone, okay,
Okay, no
in
problem.
order to hear better. Just a
I'm back. The guys just have a little problem with the questions. And here we go. For you, Luis, have you... he's connecting the headphone. But I think you can listen to me. Luis, and for you, do you have ever set a goal like this? And how did you approach it?
Yeah, I I I have set a goal like this that for me was to join a doctorate degree program at our Aeronautical Technological Institute, ITA. It
Yeah,
was huge for me. I never imagined that I would someday um, try something like this. I almost became sick, but I am surviving it. Um, uh, for some time, I didn't believe I even could study engineering. Uh, to to study at ITA is a great goal. It's like shooting for the stars for me. That was
yeah.
my experience.
I guess to anyone that doing engineering or mathematics, physics, going to it, it's like a huge, huge, huge thing. Good work, man. And doing a
Indeed.
doctor, it's more amazing.
Indeed.
And guys, we said, like, actually, Thiago said something that to me something really interesting. He said like about preparing himself that he didn't plan very well going to Europe. And do you guys think that is a time to try to do those things? When is the right time? When we can see that we are prepared to that?
I don't know. I don't know if there is a right time. I think it's for me personally. I think it's more the way you live life. If it's and if you are feel okay with yourself right now where you at in I don't know if it's something that you need to wait for the right time.
Got it. But it's just try. It's when we have like an access of enthusiasm and we do it. How do you think that is the feeling that we had that shows to us that we are prepared to try or we are brave enough to do it?
Yes, I think it's more the courage to do it, to feel like, okay, I need to do this right now, otherwise I'm never gonna do it. So I think it's more the for me, for my goal, it's I need to, I don't know, study a little more where I wanna go and have the courage to do it.
Got it. And for you, Luis, I cannot listen you. I guess your mic is... Try again. No, I still cannot. Try disconnect and connect again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Can you hear me? Okay.
yeah.
Sorry. Um, I think that it's quite common. Usually, we're not. We don't think we are prepared for a huge change or a challenge. Um, we we usually, when we are studying at an English course, for example, we usually don't think we are prepared to go to a foreign country um, and talk with people, but and even when it comes to a job, a new role, we usually don't think we are prepared. Um, but when we start doing what's supposed to do, and we have the courage to do like Thiago said, it's quite common, isn't it, to excel, right? We learn what to do, and we just realize we were prepared, even if it's not being clear for us before. So uh, I think that believing is a good deal. What what do you think, Wellington?
I
Does it make
totally agree with
you?
you.
Yeah.
I think to me it's something that I was living on the first and half year of my current job, because I am a civil engineering for graduation, and I worked before as a public servant, and then I just moved to like uh, a company, a fintech, working with something that I didn't have any idea. I didn't even knew about the company that I am working now before I apply. And during this process, I was like, we can learning during the things. It will be hard. Uh, it can be sometimes stressful in the beginning. This can be like, how could I say? Uh, it's not desperate. Sometimes a little bit. You can become anxious with the process that you are taking, but everybody have passed from this. Even the people that study for those things, that feel that they are prepared, because there are a lot of things that we cannot control that will happen. It's life is just like this. If we could plan and everything happens as we wish, would be great, would be awesome. I guess there are some situations that we can control like this and be better. And I guess those situations, it's when involves a lot of money. You can like do things more certain when you have a lack of it, but it's just trying and doing. And sometimes we can change the path that we are taking. I think that is not a problem. And this has to be with the next question that I would like to ask you guys. It's related to the question number 2. What are the common challenges that you think that people face when pursuing long-term goals? And how do you think there is a way that we can face those challenges? What do you think, Luis?
Yeah, common challenges are always related with these things we can't control, like you just said. Normally, um, goals are related with some hold we have in life, usually with our professional hold, or with academic hold. But as individuals, we have other roles uh, different than these. We are friends, we are sons, we are fathers in some cases, like mine. We are part of a community and so on. And these other roles sometimes sometimes interact with a goal we establish in a professional role, for example. So this is a common challenge, but I think that sometimes um, don't don't detailing the goal and setting realistic and clear actions is a challenge too. Yeah, just to be clear, the action plan, a lack of an action plan, a good action plan, sometimes imposes some challenges to yeah to reach a goal. What what do you think about it?
And Thiago, what do you think?
I think it's basically it. Once you have a good action plan, and you know what you're gonna and you know what you're gonna you know what you want from yourself for the future. I think basically it's the if you have a good action plan, you can overcome any challenge. And for me, I think it's the fear of not knowing what you're gonna expect of the future. I don't know. Maybe that's the main challenge for everyone, and to who is pursuing these long term dreams.
Totally. I think when we are a little bit controller on our lives, we struggle more on doing those kind of things, on taking these different paths or more risky paths that you don't know what is going on, you know? And I think these change to people from people. That are some people that like stability. There are others that prefer like this changing that happens. And something that Luis also said on beginning, I guess the people that you are surrounding, the moment that you are, if you're a father, if you have a family to take care of, if you have friends that want to be close to, sometimes you have to take these on consideration when you decide to do something different, you know? And I think that to me, it was, I moved it, it's been 1 year and 6 months that I moved to live alone. And if I have uh, a daughter or a son to take care, would be a little more difficult to move because it was just me, my mom, and my brother. And taking a flight, I can go see them, not so often, but often enough, I think. And now we have internet to do a FaceTime, to chat, to call. So, and sometimes we must do those kind of things to achieve what we want. And thinking about this long-term goal and doing plans, as we said, and now I will ask personal about you guys. Say, Tiago, what are the steps that you are taking to go to Europe? How are you organizing yourself until now that you have in mind?
The first step I'm taking is learning English, even though basically not all countries in Europe speak English, but I think it's the language that everyone can out there can understand and can make my life easier. in Europe. But I think that's the first step I'm taking. And another one is taking the Italian citizenship. That that's I think it's gonna make my life easier out there as well, to find a job, to find a house, to I don't know, maybe uh, studying some course that I want to do. I think that's the two steps I'm taking right now to achieve this dream.
Very good. Thanks, Thiago. And how about you, Luis? How it was until you get the doctor in this process of doing it at ITA?
I started to take some medicine, right? Heavy medicine. Just kidding. Um, I started to use Chat GPT. Just kidding. Yet.
It's a good thing
Yeah,
to help sometimes.
yeah. It may help, but for a master degree, I think a postgraduate degree, it's easier, because on a doctorate degree you have to expand the human knowledge border, right? You have to develop something new, right? So ChatGPT doesn't help a lot on it. But I think that the very first step, I have to be patient with me. Yeah, patient with what I can do. I work on a full-time job, as I told before, and I have a child of almost 2 years old, a family. So it's not easy to conciliate everything. So I have to be patient. This is the very first step. It's quite common between doctorate researchers to be depressed after 4 years, and I don't want to be part of these statistics. So and all right, of course, to follow all the steps that, academically speaking, are necessary in order to develop a doctorate thesis that are quite methodologically um, established, right? So the steps needed to reach a thesis, to reach uh, a good work, yeah, to develop and deliver a good work at the end. They are quite, methodologically speaking, quite deterministic, right? So I'm doing it on my own pace with patience, and I think that is the main course of action to be, mentally speaking, healthy. It's important in my case.
Yeah, totally agree with you. I guess to me, it was like I changed it completely from a public servant to work in the private area, and with something that I didn't was so aware about it, but it was something that I like it. So I have some general knowledge about those things, and it was quite fast the first step, and like 4 or 5 months after I graduated, I joined in the company that I am now. I started studying. I did specific courses for a trainee, like because I didn't knew so many things about it, and it was one of the first process that I did, but like I wish to be a sea level. Like it's something that I always admired, and it was something that I would like to do also in engineering. Used to say I use it to say that engineers on the top of career, they become administrators, because you are not more on the building, on the side doing the things, you are more planning, negotiating, thinking on the long-term investments, projects, and things like this. And I always like it to solving problems, planning things, thinking about future. And I am on the step now that Luis say to be impatient, to be patient. I guess normally we compare ourselves with the others, and I have some friends that are really in a good way on career, in a good step now, and they are my age. And there are other people that I know too that are in a level after have a good career and have a good perspective on the future. But when I see that their background, they have like 2 or 3 years more than I that have on this doing the same thing. So even though we have the same ages, we have different paths. So I think those kind of things happens, and it's just doing the process, following the plans, that is studying, dedicating yourself, looking for opportunities, taking risks, changing. I guess sometimes when we are so comfortable, when we can lose some opportunities, and we should not do that. Uh, Take care of the mind. I guess it's something good because make you aware of that, because you need to think about it to realize it. So when you think, when you are in a calm moment, I think that you can take better decisions than we are like too anxious to get the things. I was anxious before. Now I know that there is a path that take times. I have grown until now. So sometimes it will happen, as always. We just prepare ourselves and take the opportunity when it comes. So it's a long-term goal that I have no idea when I will achieve, but I hope, and I'm working in turning 5 years, 6 years to be in like 2 steps higher that I am now and closer where I want to be.
Great, great.
And guys, we said about here long-term goals, but how do you guys balance those long-term goals with short goals? Do you like celebrate them, the little things or smaller things that happens on your life and you achieve? How do you do it, Thiago?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult situation to have these long-term goals, but don't lose focus of right now. To for me, as, when I have something that I'm, for example, right now I'm studying for certification in my field of my job, that I work as a data engineer. So I need to every year to renew my certifications of some tools that I use in my work. So when I pass these tests, these exams, I like to celebrate. I like to to I don't know, go out to celebrate this moment, because it's something that, even though it's not the long-term goal that I'm working on, but it's something that maybe help me to get there. So I think that you need to celebrate this moment, and the hard part is to not get so anxious, not get so so frustrating when things doesn't go the way you want to go. But I think you need to when you have these little goals that you achieve, you need to celebrate.
Okay. And you, Luis, how do you do that? How do you balance?
Yeah. Well, we always have trade-offs in the short term, mainly in the short term. So there is a phrase that says that for each choice you make, you are giving up something, right? So if you make a choice, you are giving up a other another option, of course. How to deal with long-term and short-term goals? It's hard to tell, uh, but um, but um, but I think that to make sure that that you live uh, you live uh, uh, aligned with your values in the short term, right? And you keep an eye on the long term goal, right? For example, financially speaking, you have a financial goal and you um, keep metrics that measure if and when you are reaching these goals, but you allow yourself to buy a perfume, for example, in the short term, right? Something that you want to to have, or um, if you want to travel with your family and it doesn't hurt your long-term goal, eh, and uh, uh, it gives a quality of life, right? It gives a little bit of pleasure for your family. So uh, these are decisions, right, we make in order to uh, celebrate, in order to have a good life quality, but keeping an eye on the long-term goals you have. It's a almost daily challenge we have, right? We always have lots of propaganda, marketing, right? Things that everyone wants to sell to us, right? If we don't, if we just think on short term, uh, we may lose ourselves on these stimulus, right? So, so this is a hard equilibrium to reach, but it's a challenge.
Life is always challenging, I think. We just learn by living. And guys, when you think like a person, when we think about long-term goals, I think that normally we have some reference, some people that we see it's where we want to get, or they like resembles some personal aspects that we think that are important to reach those goals. Do you guys have someone like this for you? Do you have Thiago?
Yes, I think I have my brother, and he started first as a lawyer, but then suddenly he had a career change that he went to sales, and then he started to escalate, and now he's a director. and it's something that he didn't see himself maybe 5 years ago as a sales director, but life changes, and now he's working at sales, and he always tell me something that trust the process. You don't need to get anxious. You don't need to you don't know, maybe have fear of what's gonna happen next, but just go with the flow and life, and something good. If you do something good will happen to you later.
Totally. Very good. Thanks, Thiago. And you, Luis.
Yeah. Really good lesson your brother gave to you. Yeah, it's the same I heard when I was 17 years old. Um, I am a former mechanic of heavy machines used in mining and heavy construction, right? Machines that have tires of 2 floors of height, right? So um, by that time, I was dealing with people really, really, how can I say, um, hostile, right? Hostile people. Um, and a hostile environment, right? And by that time, my brother, that is exactly 10 years older than me, told me exactly the very same thing, to trust and the process, to keep my nature, my essence, right? Believing on how things should be done, and to not should not be dishonest, right? Should not be should not violate my values, right? Don't forget my values, and most important than this, life principles, right? That are universal, and so I kept this with me too, and my brother was a reference for me, like yours, Thiago.
It's really good,
Always.
guys. Very good. So, guys, welcome back, Matheus, Tainá, and Beatriz. I hope it was a really good time to have a chat. And we're here talking about people that it's like inspiration for us to when it comes to long-term goals and advice that they can give. But now I would like to ask a different thing for you guys that was there. What do you think that are the main characteristic of a person that pursuing a long-term goal should have? What do you think, Taina?
The person needs to be faithful and keep the constants. I think that's it in the moment.
Really good. And for you, Mateus?
In my opinion, I think determination, I think it's one of them, and motivate. And I think a little bit about ambitious. I think it's help to keep your motivation.
And you, Beatriz?
For me, consistency. I think that sometimes we aren't that motivated or that happy. And I'm just talking about for me personally because I know that the process of achieving a goal is different to everyone. So for me, I think that consistency is better than motivation or, um, uh, just being the excitement for me, it doesn't work that well. I think that's just a personal characteristic of me, I find. So for me, being consistent, it's just, doing a thing because I need to do. And every day I need to do. For example, when I was trying to learn English previously, I used to just get a book or try to speak when I was motivated or when I was, in a good mood. So now I'm just doing it every day, if whether I not or not, yes or not, Oh, I don't know how to say in English. I just realized now, but yeah, okay, I don't know. And yeah, for me, it's working better than, just being motivated because I get motivated easily. So for me, it's a problem. Yeah, and I think that's it.
Really good. And for you, Luis, what is the main characteristic?
Yeah, we heard very good answers, right, from Tainá, Mateus, and Beatriz. I agree, right, with them, and I will add to their answers maybe a element that I put on a phrase on my LinkedIn profile. I put a phrase there that is there is nothing more practical than a good theory. Nothing more practical than a good theory. So when you have a goal, right? For example, I want to be fluent in English, for example, or I want to learn how to speak on public, right, for a huge audience of people. A really good thing to do is to study the theory behind it, right? These may represent a shortcut to a good performance in relation to if you just go on a strategy of trying and error, right? To try and to make mistakes and try again, make mistakes. So um, sometimes just step back and study what you are doing. Study what others did, right? Biographies, references, people that excels on what you aim to do. So it's a good strategy too.
Very good, Luis. And for you, Thiago, to close this one.
I think you need to be persistent and don't let fear control you.
Very good. And guys, I totally agree what you said. To me, the word would be resilience, doesn't matter what happens, you have like to focus on your goals, like Beatrice said, being consistent, being faithful. And I think that the word resilience really translated, when we are resilient, doesn't matter what happens, we can keep following what we want and to get what we desire. And guys, I will send here the survey about this meeting today. It was a really good meeting that we have. Thanks, guys, for this conversation and everything that you shared. I hope you have enjoyed too. And here on the survey, I used to say, not only say about Talk and Talk and myself as a host, to you guys, give feedbacks about topics that you want to see and discuss here. As I said on the beginning, I have been here for 3 years, and sometimes we just run out of ideas. Sometimes I repeat some topics because it's been so long that I did. And I think that is interesting to do, and we have different perspectives Sometimes I bring things that I want to discuss, or I was thinking something that I heard in a podcast, or someone said, a news that I heard, or something just to provoke you guys to discuss. I normally bring some hard topics that is difficult to say in English and in Portuguese because we are not so used to. But I think that is really good because when we have a situation to speaking in English that is totally different and can grab ourselves like short pants, we can deal it well, you know? And I normally don't prepare my answers. So I am just like you guys thinking about the answers during the conversations. And normally I ask more than I answer because I have no idea how to answer. There are no right or wrong, you know? It's just we share ideas to get to know each other and improve our Englishes. So with that, I must say good night, guys. Take care of yourselves and see you next week. Next week will be a lighter topic to discuss.